Alright. So here we are with another game in casual AOE. I'm going to turn off the fog of war. So this was a pretty fun one. This was a longer one, actually. So I'm going to speed up the beginning. Here I am. I am playing... Come on, villager. I am playing the Slavs. So if we take a look at my map, the berries are in the back. The gold is on the side. There's a 4-pack in the back that... Spoilers, I don't get during the entire game that I probably should have. There's 2 stone pits in the front. Another 4-pack of gold on the side. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but there's my 7 pit. And if we go take a look at Lions, so he was a higher rated player than me. He was about a 1900 ELO. So give or take. I can't recall. It's too bad that you can't see it on the side of the name, because that would be pretty neat. But I do know that he was much higher than me. And we have him playing the Korean. So I was really expecting a Trush here. I was expecting that Trush. I wasn't going to change my plans. I was going straight for the scouts. But I was going to try and get there pretty quickly with a mind that I need to batter it down with my villagers if it turns into one of those messy games. Here he is. Oh, that villager's going to... Oh, beautiful save. That was really nice play right there. Wow, that villager was close to going down. If we look on the other side, boar pulled. Minimal damage. My loom is in early. And I think the game before this, I actually lost a villager to a boar. I've been trying to practice that sheep trick. And instead of blocking the boar, I ended up blocking my villager. And he died. And I kind of maybe, I'm not saying I did, but maybe I rage quit. And maybe that game was against Lion, and maybe we had a re, and this was the re. And it turned out to be a good game, though. Forward barracks getting put down by Lion. I'm going to deny it. There's no loom on his villager, and it's getting away, and I'm a little greedy here, overcommitting. That was just... And as I say, laughing and greedy on this side. This is the second boar in for Lion. He's getting his sheep. Getting all the sheep, trying to start walling off with houses. Putting a house to the side. This villager will be waiting for enough wood so that they can drop a barracks. Not good timing on my part, but here it goes down now. 5 on wood here. 5 on wood there. 4 on berries, 2 on farms. And we have 4 on the remainder of the meat and 1 on the barracks. 2 now will go down so they can quickly drop a stable. If we take a look, I'm at Feudal before Lion. What a nice map he has for walling off. Honestly, this is something that was really difficult this game. His gold is in an unfortunate position on top of the hill there. But really nice if we take a look. There is the Drush coming forward. He is in Feudal, so this will switch. Let's slow this down to normal speed here. This will turn into Man-at-Arms, and there they go. Trying to quick wall. Too late. Going to have to move out of the way. It's going to stop. This is going to get really messy. Typically, when I get pressured, it doesn't go so good. Scout coming in. 1 more Man-at-Arms. My scouts are coming out. Getting hits off the TC. Getting some shots. The Man-at-Arms getting just a little bit too close. Luring them in with my scout. Getting more shots off. Villagers getting sent to the wood. There are 5 idle in the town center. Hoping to lure them in with the scout. And it does work. I do get rid of his scout, and I do get rid of 1 more Man-at-Arm. Maybe 2, maybe 2. So there goes his Man-at-Arm rusher. There's 1 left here, but that could go down pretty quickly. If you take a look at his map, some farms coming in. Palisade walls going up. 1 on gold. Quite a few on berries. And continuing to wall. And, oh, was he collecting? Yeah, he's farming while he's out there. Not wasting any time. These scouts are tracking down the one last Man-at-Arms. He will take down the... Oh, I should have pulled that one out. 1 scout does go down for me, but so does his Man-at-Arms, so we're relatively even. If we take a look at the villager counts, I'm at 31, or population. He's at 29, so really committing to that. I think we're pretty much actually even when you take the scouts into account. If he has any more military. Eco, though, if we take a look at what is in the bank for both of us, Really high for Lion, but not so high for myself. Is he trying to fast castle here? It looks like he is. There's a lot on gold. My scouts are trying to find a way in, but he's just walled. I was hoping there would have been a hole, but it's too late at this point. They will not find a way in. No villagers walling from me. Currently, one is getting sent out now to continue these walls, to make myself feel a little bit more secure. If you take a look, 2 villagers still queued up in his town center, producing constantly. His resources are going up quickly. Still not enough farm eco for him to get up that fast, but once he dedicates a little bit more, it will get there. Don't be too alarmed by that sound. It's just scouts attacking the palisades, trying to get some idle time, trying to get his villagers to come over and place some houses or some more palisade walls, which they do. He's walling up like Fat Slob right now, if you know who Fat Slob is. If you don't know who Fat Slob is, you should watch the Vipers game against Fat Slob. He beat the Viper. He is the greatest of all time. Continuing to hunt with 2 villagers up here. Most likely the villagers that walled that off. Trying to get as much value out of them as he can. House getting dropped. Will wall across here. Will wall down here. We have 2 villagers walling in at the moment. Berries are done, so the berry villagers are going onto the gold. Palisade walls along the side. Scouts trying to get along here. It won't do anything. We took a look at town center. Town center's queued up. And that is really about it on this side. Just trying to keep this eco going. Lots moving onto gold. Knowing that the transition to castle needs to happen quickly. Knowing that Lion is likely, and like I said, I was going to say, is likely clicked up. He is clicked up. He is on his way to castle at 18 minutes. Population of 37. My population at 40. No military for Lion at the moment, but he is dropping 2 archery ranges and continuing to boom behind the protection of his walls. Like I said, his map was really nice for walling. So hard to get into, and even when it walls, he has this nice wood line. He's got the gold in the back, he's got the stone inside, and when he moves out, there's gold on the outside. It's just a really, really nice map. Walling so that my stone is accessible. Continuing all the way down. I need to hit those deer. Starting to hit the side, but it's just going to be annoying. It's not actually going to do anything. He's more than halfway up to castle. We take a look. I still haven't clicked up. I'm trying to rush it as fast as I can. Wheelbarrow getting in. He will be there quite a bit sooner than me. This is something that I really need to start looking at my play, which is just making sure I get up to castle at a decent time. I get up a little bit too late. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I'll need to look at some build orders online and make sure I'm doing everything all right. Potentially because I'm getting wheelbarrow maybe a little bit too late. There are quite a few on farms. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 6, 17 on farms. So wheelbarrow should have come in a little bit sooner. Castle is clicked. He isn't up. Oh, okay. I was gonna say he isn't up to castle, but he just got up to castle while I am maybe 15% of the way there. I start hitting this house, but I do recognize that he's going to delete this the second that the gate is up, so I switch my scouts pretty soon onto one of these ones. Wish it was a little bit sooner. Wish it was a bit sooner. But I ask him, why no tower rush? I was really expecting it this game. Surprised me with that man-at-arms rush. The house is starting to get on fire. Archers are queued up for Lion. Archers are out for Lion. It's too bad I missed that. I switched them now, but he has a nice number of archers there. He says he didn't tower rush because he hasn't played in years. Crossbows are out. Second town center is going up next to the stone. He's going to drop a castle with those numbers, or he's going to go for that wood. Hard to tell at this moment. He does delete the house, and his crossbows are out. and beginning to patrol. If you look inside my base, I am dropping 1, 2 stables and 1 archery range. Since I saw the archers, I switched off the stable to the archery range, going to be pumping out some skirmishers to counter that. Scouts are moving back when the crossbows began to hit. Another town center going up near the wood. A lot of TCs here. In such close proximity, it wouldn't necessarily be what lots of people would say is best positioning, but as you see later, it is pretty difficult. Castle comes in for me, begins hitting the house, gives me some reaction time so I can move my villagers away from the stone and to safer pastures. Oh boy. What a mess. It feels like I'm in a mess of a game right now with these archers on the outside. I am building some knights. Gold is just a little bit too low. Not enough on gold. Putting 2 more on it so I can keep my knight production consistent. Knights would clean this up easily if I had enough. Especially when you look that I have the bloodlines, I have the defense upgrades, I have an attack upgrade. So they're pretty beefy at the moment. Back in Lion's base, he's continuing to pump out archers. He's building a lot of farms. And he did put those villagers on stone. The crossbowmen are going along the side, seeing if they can hit some villagers. Are they going to hit one? Potentially just out of range. They should be in range, though. I'm surprised. And there we go. Not going to get enough hits. Good pathfinding by that villager. Wow. Oh, and he goes down. That is hard. We have knights and scouts moving forward with 3 skirmishers. 1 more skirmisher behind. Getting hits off. They are fighting uphill. So these crossbowmen will get a lot of damage off. They've already taken down 1 knight. They will get... Ooh, lots of crossbows beginning to fall here, though. And they will clean it up. He couldn't get into a tight enough corner to deal more damage. It's cleaned up, and they will move forward pretty soon. More knights coming out. More skirmishers coming out. If you take a look, there is another TC placed at this wood. So 2 TCs up for myself. Compared to Lions, 1, 2, 3... 3 TCs. He hasn't moved outside of his walls yet. He's dropping a monastery to deal with my knights, which is a really strong counter. Of course, monks with bonuses against knights and elephants. This little army is moving forward, continuing to produce villagers, trying to get this eco up. Still on gold. Decent number on gold. Could have some more. What I would like to see is a town center here relatively soon. And a 4th TC going up in a strange triangle shape for Lion. Unconventional, but honestly, as you'll see, it was tough to raid. Actually, it was almost impossible to raid. Beginning to hit this palisade gate. It is going down pretty fast. Look at that HP. Crossbows are moving forward. Taking down 1 scout, getting a lot of hits off. Could have taken it down, but didn't want to get that damage. Seeing the TC here, knowing he has a TC here, I believe he put on. I don't know that. I do know, though, there's a TC here and a TC there. So I know that if I get this down, it's going to be pretty rough going inside unless I have a larger army. Lion committing with those crossbows. Only 2 archery ranges. And 1 barracks. He doesn't have any other military buildings unless you count the monastery as one. Forward siege workshop coming up for me now. Unfortunately, villager is getting stopped by a wolf. Doing some damage. Army coming over to try and deal with it. Too late, though. The villager is a tough one. He takes it down on his own. And the other town center is getting dropped by me here now. On the gold, good placement. We'll be able to put out those villagers pretty fast. There is a 3-pit in the corner here. I do not believe I've scouted that. Let's look. No, I have not scouted the corner. Actually, let's take a look at each of our scouting. So if you look at me, there's a strange little pattern. If we take a look at Lion, so it's relatively similar. He hasn't seen that 3-pit either. In fact, I think I may have seen a little bit more. The Palisade Gate does go down. And I tried to get some raiding in, and this is when I see... This is... Another town center. I mean, how strange is this placement? And if you take off the Fog of War, there's another one. So raiding here is just... There's going to be arrow fire from everywhere. When you mix that with his crossbowmen, that is just not going to be a fun time. Not too many on gold here. Which is kind of shocking to me, kind of surprising. I really thought he would have had a bit more. A gate going up now. Not comfortable with the palisade. It went down too fast. The battering ram is out. And a town center is getting dropped on this 3-pit of gold. Did I see... I did see the 4-pit, but the 3-pit it was. RG range getting dropped. Stable getting dropped. And really just taking over some map control. There is a town center getting built, which I do see, and I go to deny. There is a monk. Taking down those villagers. The cavalry moving forward, trying to take out the monk. The monk garrisons inside the town center just in time. You know what? If I had committed to that, that would have been a much better attack. What am I doing here? Leaving an opportunity. This town center is open. There's no military. Crossbows are coming forward, but they would get stuck here with the ram, with the knights, with the skirmishers. I should be able to take out that town center, but I move back in favor of attacking his crossbows. I don't agree with that decision. In retrospect, I could have taken out that town center. The monk will get a conversion of one of the knights, so now his crossbows are protected by one knight. Monk will go down, thanks to the work of this knight here. Moving forward, taking shots. Oh, and he isn't the one getting him. The monk won't go down. Will it? Will it? The monk will go down. It has to. It has to. It has to. How is he alive? And he goes down thanks to the skirmishers. And honestly, I was hoping I could get some damage in here. Typically, with this amount of knights and scouts in someone's base, you would think that you would be doing damage, but that is not the case. He gets 2 conversions here. Look at these arrows firing from these TCs. Look at the damage on those knights. Unconventional, but it makes raiding almost impossible. And they are dropping like flies. With the crossbows, with the TCs. So many arrows right now. The ram is trying to hit down the gate, trying to get inside, but what could he even do at this point? Some villagers did go down for Lion, but overall, costly. I lost all of my military in that. Almost all. I just have skirmishers, a couple knights, this ram, wherein if I had stayed here, I could have denied this gold. And I choose to delete that one instead of giving him another conversion. I wish I had gone for that TC. It hurts so much going back and watching these games and just knowing that if I had taken down this TC, for example, I know what he's about to do. If we switch to Lion, he's putting down a castle. He's getting housed, but he is putting down a castle. If I had hit this town center, there would have been no castle. These villagers would have been dead, this gold would have been denied, this stone would have been mine, and I could have dropped an offensive castle in this area. But I've said this, I think, in every single game I posted now. The reason why I'm watching these games is so I can learn, so I can get better. And I think this game showed a lot of my improvements. Lots of villagers now on this town center. Lots on the gold, lots on the stone. And do I have enough for a castle? It would seem so. He's dropping another market, and I didn't know. I did not see his castle, and I am dropping my own here. He sees this. I delete it. And opt instead to place it. Where do I place this castle here? And I place it here. Not the best. I would have liked it there instead. That would have been great placement. Would have denied even here. That would have been much better. So I guess a little bit of a panic. The mangonel is out. Oh, it did get a hit off earlier, if I recall. And just in time, it will go down, unfortunately. It didn't get too much. Oh, will it go? Yeah, it will go down. The monk converting a knight. Did it convert one of these ones, or are these ones already theirs? I couldn't quite tell. Blue moving on the side and putting a sneak town center on the side. Monk's still getting conversions. These knights are awful. I need to have an answer for them. Switching to light cav would have been a great response. Unfortunately, I'm sticking with them. But I do put up the castle, and I will be moving on to, honestly, such a cool unit, the Boyar. If we take a look at the Slavs, so they have a really strong farming bonus. Their siege is cheaper. I only went for the ram, unfortunately. And the Boyar, of course. Villagers moving to the side to go and take this gold pit, putting down a mining camp. This town center on the side is very effective. Town center here. Ugh, this is just so many town centers. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's dropping archery ranges on the side. 3 archery ranges. Mining camp on the stone. The castle is able to hit the house. But that really is not going to be doing anything. Skirmishers are queued up. Boyars are coming out, deciding to move away from the knights. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure. I believe monks still have a bonus on Boyar. I think they have a... But I need to look into that. My thought in the game was that I hope they won't be as converted as fast as the knights. So that's why I switched to the Boyar, whose stats are very similar to the knights, other than extra attack and extra defense. But a pretty similar unit, just a little tankier and a little bit more damage done. Archery range is getting dropped on the front. Would have liked to put a bit more right now. Trying to get on the side, just trying to continue harassing. Let's take a look at line, and he's almost all the way up to imp here. Again, I'm just a little bit too late. My imp is almost up, but his is much faster than mine. And look at these production. Oh, look at all these woofs. Come on, you can do it, woof. And you can't. Oh, that's too bad. Excuse me. Lots of barracks is going down, and archery ranges. Gonna take a sip of water here. Sorry about that. Throat is a little scratchy. Excuse me. Imp coming in for me now. Let's take a look. 2 trebuchets are coming out for line, and all of these production buildings are getting placed down. War wagons coming out. Not the best unit, especially when I have skirmishers. But we'll see how it does. These are still on the top, still trying to get in, just destroying the houses, really not doing too much damage at all. Archers are moving forward with the war wagons, and the trebuchet is hitting my forward town center. Excuse me. That will go down. Moving my army from the top down. In response, trebuchet comes out. I decide to ignore his castle and to go instead into this area. I would have liked to have moved it a little bit forward and take out these TCs. However, I kind of wanted to pull him in to take an engagement under my castle with his units. He's dropping his trebuchet a little bit closer. My ram is going forward. I'll put it on the gate. Though, in retrospect, I thought that there was more across. I really should have just hit the house. I mean, why was I hitting the gate? Skirmishers are taking out, and here's a pretty big engagement. His crossbows. There is a hill here, so he does have the hill advantage, unfortunately. I didn't see that before. Oh, I thought it was flat. I was wondering why he was picking me apart so easily. Other than, of course, having greater numbers, it seemed like I really should have done a bit more damage to him. Moving back. Wasting this ram on the gate. This castle will drop. But I'm pretty sure, yes, I have enough to build another castle in when 3 stone come up. there goes the ram, finally moving it to a better position, and there is enough stone for another castle. This castle drops. All these resources, of course, will go back into the bank for me. And dropping the castle where I should have dropped it in the first place. A nice aggressive castle on his wood line. I didn't know he had this wood line here also. Bad engagement for Himi. This is going to do a lot of damage, just trying to stall while these take out. One of his town centers are gone. Is gone. And just not enough production buildings here. Dropping houses so I don't get housed. Trying to move these trebuchets back to the castle, knowing it will go up. And the ram here is going to get taken down by one of the war wagons. But not before opening up this area. That house will go down. Skirmishers and some cavalry moving in, hitting his army. Skirmishers doing some decent damage here, taking out actually quite a bit. This is a very cost-effective battle. Moving another boyar in, deciding to move back once again. This castle is up, and look at the villagers drop. Oh. And right here, score huge in his favor still, because of this just massive eco that he has going, thanks to all his town centers. These villagers are coming out, and not well to follow them, see where they're going. Trebuchets are packed up, dropping more archery ranges. Villagers still inside the castle for those extra attack. These villagers are... Did he queue anything up? Oh, I'm not in his perspective. Let's take a look. He did move down for another lumber camp, so he moved off this to go put another lumber camp. There is the hill. He's moving in with a lot of halberdiers. Boyar didn't get away in time, but the castle will rip them to shreds. Maybe should have kept my villagers in there a little bit sooner, but I really felt like I needed more production buildings. Trebuchets are hitting this castle. Looks as if it will go down also. A lot of stone in the bank for Lion. A lot of stone in the bank. Moving down now, attacking these forward bases, dropping a siege workshop, dropping a second siege workshop, hitting this little pit of gold. And these trebuchets did find a way to be in range of this town center. And it will drop just like the castle did. Secondary archery range going up. Do I have enough stone? I do have enough stone for another castle. And we'll have to see what the stone miners do here. Continuing to hit the forward base. These archery ranges are producing, but not cost effectively. They will just die to the fire of the crossbowmen. Or are they arbalists? Sorry, of the arbalists. The town center does drop, but he's building a mill instead. So he'll continue to get that eco. Still not enough production buildings here. Moving my villagers, which were in the castle, here so they can get that wood, and they will start pumping out more production buildings. The castle is getting dropped. He does have an outpost, and he's building another one so he can see what is going on. This castle does go up pretty quickly. So many villagers on it. These, oh, it's firing at the outpost. If we take a look at the top here, he's moving with arbalists. Little massive skirms here. It won't be enough to clean up the arbalists and the war wagons. Lots of skirmishers queued up. Too many queued up. I don't like seeing that. Trebuchet's trying to get in here, but it's just really looking like it's in Lion's favor. Halberdiers moving forward. He made the switch to trash really nicely. He has the halbs. He has the arbalists. He has some nice numbers, and he still is pushing on the front with the skirmisher, but he will continue hitting at the castle. Is producing more, and he's dropping another castle. Take a look at the top. He's hitting this archery range, moving forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 archery ranges getting dropped on myself now, trying to pump out those skirms really quickly. Trying to counter this. But it looks like it might be just a little too late. It won't come up fast enough. Monk is trying to convert the boyar. Doesn't get it. Not sure if I deleted it or not. I don't think I deleted it. I don't think I should give myself the credit moving forward with arbalists. I did move underneath the fire of his castle because this trebuchet came out and was going to start hitting my castle. I need this castle up for my own trebs. which I'm not producing right now. I should be producing them first. Should have been the first things that I put out. This will drop. All of this will go down. There's no holding it anymore. His numbers are too big. His trebs are moving forward, and I have to move back with villagers. Unfortunately, these ones are going to get sacrificed. They are going to die. Let's take a look at this. Trebuchet's queued up now. Second castle getting placed. Don't like the placement of it in retrospect. And these villagers all going down. To the men-at-arms, to the Haubs, the skirmishers, the arbalists, the war wagons. Just a nice, strong army composition of trash and gold units. Trebuchet is out for myself, and it will start hitting this castle, which is attacking my siege workshop. I would have liked this maybe up here, where I knew there was a gold pit. Give myself some more room, but as it is, I'm starting to protect just smaller areas. You want to keep pushing out. But in this case, I wasn't. Dropping a lot of production buildings on the side here, trying to build a whole bunch of archery ranges to counter his Haubs and his archers. His own skirmishers attacking my trebuchet, but will not get it. Castle is there to take it out. Building more archery ranges on the side. Getting that production so that I can try and match his own army. But if you look at the map control right now, if we just span over the lion's base, it's just a sprawling eco that, even though I hit it in this area, it's just tough. Tough to match this. The castle does go down, thanks to my trebuchets. But the archers are cleaning up the forward base, giving all of this space to Lion, and leaving me in this corner, moving my villagers out to the side, trying to get my eco going once again. Monks will take this boyar. He's still sticking with that monks, with those arbalists, with the skirmishers. It looks as if he's kind of given up on the war wagons. They just dropped a little bit too quickly. Trebuchet is hitting this castle over the trees, dropping another forward castle, dropping some stables, sending villagers forward on the gold, dropping another stable, and he's looking in pretty good position right now. Pretty good. These trebuchets not doing anything at the moment, trying to hit his. Taking out an arbalist in the process. These villagers trying to repair the castle, but the stone just dropping too fast. It doesn't look like... Is that one going to hit? That one was good. And another castle. Just because of the map control. He still has 387. How many castles does he have up right now? He has the one there. He has 2, 3. He did have one here. So he's put down a lot of castles, and he still has a decent amount of stone. He's floating a lot of food. And he's got a population of 192. If you take a look, I'm at a population of 145. Not enough military production. That is the issue at the moment. Not enough to push him back. He switched to the hussars. He's got the halberdiers. He has the upgraded skirmishers, so this is going to be turning into a trash war. And I finally switch over to hussars knowing that that's what it's going to become. But I didn't switch to halberdiers yet, which isn't quite enough. I see that he's trying to take this away. Hussars going to the side. Going to try and do a little bit of raiding. Taking down a house for some reason. And this castle will go down. Too bad. Cleaning up what he had there. Would have liked to have continued down, but if you look, it's just so compact. And he has Haubs moving forward to meet this on the side here. Hussars cleaning up this production area. Taking out the skirmishers, taking out villagers. He has Haubs placed in little groups around the map. Skirmisher waypoint isn't very good. Walking right into the line of fire. 134 population for myself, and 199 for lions. So this, I was quickly, at this point I'm trying to quickly transition to trash. I'm trying to lay down some barracks. I'm getting the halberdier upgrades. Pikemen's coming in just now. I realized that I hadn't done that yet, and that was really the issue here. Not enough production, not switching to trash soon enough. This castle does go up. A lot of vital villagers here. Eco is decent, but his hussars will get in, and these skirmishers are just not enough to deal with it. Skirmishers, of course, really effective against war wagons. Cost effective. Villagers moving to the side. Oh no, pulling back in time. Are they going to pull back in time? Just in time. One will drop. But he's pushing hard. There's just not enough pikemen. The halberdier upgrade coming in for myself now. These villagers dropping. Decent number of trash here. But with those castles... Oh, and cleaning up the eco on the side with his hussars. Engagement here. Monks moving in. Of course, light cav resistant to it. Still getting conversions. And this eco is hit really hard. Villagers moving to the side. Population of 100 and... let's just say 115 against lions 187. So at this point, just trying to survive, trying to quickly get into this trash war, trying to counter those hussars with some hubs my own, but it's just, it's too late at this point. If you take a look, the blacks, oh, on Lion's perspective, take a look at my blacksmith, no upgrades coming in, oh, trebuchet fire raining down on my houses, forward castle dropped, and it's just, it's over. It's been over for a little while now. I was trying to hold on, especially when I felt like victory was so close, but it just slipped away from me. Castle getting hit, not having enough stone. I did move to the side to collect this wood, since this wood line kept getting raided. Gold almost gone. Nice little amount of hussars here, but these hobs will rip them to shreds. A lot of hobs for himself there. Just a big army at the front. Another trebuchet moving forward, hitting the castle. I did start getting hobs out. Population is increasing now that I have these barracks, and a decent eco going again, but it was just too little too late. I call it GG. And there it is. Will the castle go? No. When did I resign? Being polite, telling him it was well played. And there was the game. So, in retrospect, there are two things that I'm taking away from this one. And so the first one was, I should have went, and I should have hit this town center. If I had hit this town center, oh, who knows? Who knows what would have happened, but I feel like it would have been a lot better. And the secondary thing is, need to switch to trash a lot sooner when the late battles come. My hussar upgrades were in later than his. My halb upgrades had just gotten in. If I had halbs to protect this side from his hussar raids, my eco would have been going fine here. If I had halbs to push back at this area, maybe this forward castle would have gone. Halbs in my hussar and skirmishers. Because if you look at his army composition, he does have some arbalists left. But really, everything that he has are hussars and halbs for the most part. And let's look again. So, such strange placement. Remember, he had the 1, 2, 3, 4 town centers. 5, 6. Did he build any other ones? That's what I was wanting to see. It doesn't... Well, actually, you know what I can do? I can just... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6. So he did build just 6 at the time. He didn't build any other ones. So let's take a look at the achievements here. So, huge military eco bonus for him. Technology, pretty close. Society, he's leading. And look at those units killed and unit lost. That is not a good... Oops. May just, sorry, I just hit my microphone. But that is not a good kill-death ratio right there. Did get the buildings raised, so it's a little victories. It's a little victories. Largest army just not big enough, was not producing enough. First a feudal, too late to the other ages. Map explored, pretty close. Research count, pretty close. A lot of villagers. I feel good with that villager number, because as I've said in the past, I do not build enough villagers, so it's nice to see that I built a little bit too many that time. And the timeline. So there we go. It was my game between myself and Line. I thought it was a lot of fun, and hope you enjoyed. Cheers.